Joe Elliott is a name etched deep into the history of rock and roll. As the iconic lead singer of Def Leppard, his voice has powered some of the most recognizable anthems of the past 4 decades. Songs that still get airplay at arenas, bars, and road trips all over the world. But beyond the music and the stage lights, there is another fascinating part of Joe's story: his massive net worth. In 2025, Elliott's fortune is estimated at around $50 million. That is not just the result of luck. It is decades of hard work, strategic moves, and a deep understanding of how to keep a rock career alive in a constantly changing music industry. Today, we are diving into exactly how Joe Elliott built and maintains this fortune, and what life looks like for one of rock's wealthiest frontmen. Def Leppard's success story is one of persistence and resilience. Formed in the late 1970s, the band rose to fame during the 1980s, releasing albums like Pyromania and Hysteria that became instant classics. Joe Elliott's powerful vocals and stage presence were central to their appeal, but success did not come without challenges. The band faced tragedies, lineup changes, and the constant threat of fading relevance in a fast-moving industry. Yet they adapted, and that adaptability is one of the reasons Joe Elliott's career and his bank account have stayed strong for decades. The bulk of Joe's $50 million fortune comes from music, not just album sales, but the entire machine around being in one of the world's most successful rock bands. In the 1980s and early 1990s, record sales were a goldmine. Hysteria alone sold over 20 million copies worldwide, generating millions in royalties. But Joe understood early on that relying on album sales alone was risky. Touring became a huge part of Def Leppard's revenue, and Joe embraced the grueling schedules, knowing that live shows not only brought in money, but also kept the band relevant. Even in the streaming era, where per-stream payouts are tiny, Def Leppard has maintained its income through constant touring and high-demand live performances. In recent years, their tours have pulled in tens of millions, with stadiums packed with multi-generational fans. For someone like Joe Elliott, touring income is more than just a paycheck. It is a renewal of the fan connection that keeps merchandise sales, music streams, and brand value alive. Speaking of merchandise, this is another key revenue stream. From classic band tees to special edition vinyl releases, Def Leppard has built a merchandising empire that spans decades. Joe Elliott has been involved in ensuring that the band's merchandise remains high quality and appealing, something that fans are willing to pay for, especially as nostalgia for 80s rock continues to surge. Limited edition items can sell out within hours, adding a lucrative layer to the band's income. Royalties also make up a significant part of Joe's wealth. Every time a Def Leppard song plays on the radio or gets used in a movie, commercial, or television show, the band members earn performance royalties. The enduring popularity of songs like Pour Some Sugar on Me and Photograph means that the checks keep coming, even decades after their initial release. These royalties are a perfect example of how musicians can continue to earn long after the recording sessions are over. Joe Elliott's financial story also includes smart investments. Like many successful musicians, he has put money into real estate. He owns properties in both the UK and Ireland, where he has spent much of his time away from the stage. These homes are not just luxury retreats, they are assets that appreciate in value over time. Owning real estate gives him both a place to relax and a solid investment that adds stability to his portfolio. Cars are another passion for Joe. Although his collection is not as over-the-top as some rock stars, he has been seen with classic and luxury vehicles, appreciating both the style and engineering behind them. While not all car purchases are smart investments, rare and well-maintained models can actually increase in value over time, making them both a hobby and a potential financial asset. An often overlooked part of Joe's career is his songwriting. Elliott has co-written many of Def Leppard's biggest hits, and songwriting credits mean publishing royalties, one of the most lucrative forms of income in the music business. Unlike performance royalties, which are split among performers, publishing royalties go directly to the credited songwriters. This ensures that even when others perform or cover Def Leppard songs, Joe earns a share. In addition to Def Leppard, Joe has pursued side projects that add to his income. He has collaborated with other musicians, participated in tribute albums, and even worked on solo material. While these projects may not bring in stadium-sized paychecks, they keep his name and creative output fresh, which in turn strengthens the Def Leppard brand. Now we have to talk about endurance. Many rock stars have huge incomes during their peak years, only to see their fortunes dwindle due to poor money management, legal troubles, or reckless spending. Joe Elliott has avoided these pitfalls. While he enjoys the luxuries his career affords, he has maintained a relatively grounded lifestyle compared to some of his peers. This financial discipline has allowed him to keep and grow his wealth rather than watch it disappear. Charity work is also part of Joe's life. He has been involved in benefit concerts and has supported causes ranging from cancer research to children's charities. While these contributions may not directly increase his net worth, they do enhance his public image and provide meaningful ways to use his influence for good. In the rock world, where reputations can be fragile, maintaining a positive public profile has its own value. Another factor in Joe Elliott's enduring success is his relationship with the fans. He has always understood that without them, there is no career. This is why Def Leppard has embraced meet and greet opportunities, fan club exclusives, and active engagement on social media. Building a strong fan community creates loyalty, and loyal fans buy tickets, albums, and merchandise year after year. Def Leppard's ability to adapt to industry changes has also played a huge role. When streaming took over, they initially held out, keeping their music off platforms like Spotify until they could negotiate favorable terms. This strategic patience ensured that when their catalog finally went online, it was a profitable move rather than a desperate one. Joe Elliott was vocal about the importance of fair compensation for artists, which resonated with both fans and fellow musicians. The band's collaborations have also kept them in the spotlight. Whether touring with other major acts or appearing in crossover projects, Joe and the band have made smart choices about partnerships. Co-headlining tours with acts like Journey have been particularly successful, drawing massive crowds and creating events that feel bigger than the sum of their parts. It is also worth noting that Def Leppard has a rare stability compared to other bands of their era. Despite challenges, they have maintained a relatively consistent lineup and avoided the kind of public feuds that can derail a group's momentum. This stability allows them to plan long-term and focus on the business side of music without constant drama. Joe Elliott's $50 million fortune is not just the story of a rock star making it big, it is the story of sustained success. It shows what can happen when talent meets discipline, and when an artist understands that the music industry is as much about business as it is about art. For younger musicians, his career offers a roadmap. Own your work, diversify your income, respect your audience, and never stop adapting. So here's the big takeaway. Joe Elliott's wealth is the result of decades of smart decisions, relentless touring, creative contributions, and a deep connection with his audience. And at $50 million, he is proof that rock and roll can still be incredibly lucrative if you know how to play the long game. Now, I have a question for you. If you had the chance to build a career like Joe Elliott's, would you focus purely on the music, or would you branch out into other industries like he did with real estate and side projects? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fortune of Def Leppard's legendary frontman, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Net Worth Revealed. We bring you the untold financial stories behind the world's biggest names, from rock legends to Hollywood stars. You do not want to miss what we have coming next.